Before we get into the latest news and rumors surrounding the New York Knicks, I want to ask you guys a question as we are about a week away from Game 1 of 82. The Knicks win total 2 weeks ago was 39.5 wins in Vegas. Now it's at 38.5. They've got the Knicks going down in the win total by the week. So I want to ask you guys, after 2 preseason games, how do you feel? 38.5 wins for the Knicks this season. Type O for over or go down and type U for under. Shout out to the real ones. You're watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. In today's show, we're going to go over what an NBA insider of The Athletic had to say about Jalen Brunson. And honestly, when I read it, it pissed me the hell off. It made me question how this guy was ever once an executive in the NBA. But then I remembered when he was an executive, he was an executive of the Memphis Grizzlies when they were one of the worst teams in the NBA. So it made a lot of sense. His name, John Hollinger of The Athletic. He did an in-depth preview of the New York Knicks 2022 season. And this was the only paragraph that mattered. He said, so my big picture takeaway from the Knicks offseason is that they did nothing particularly objectionable and a couple things that may turn out to be smart, and those moves, nonetheless, will likely have near zero impact on the win total for this year. John. Don't tell on yourself, my guy. Don't tell us that you don't watch basketball. Don't tell us that you don't pay attention. Don't tell us you're an idiot, because you just told us all of those things. His record prediction for the Knicks is 39-43. Last year, the New York Knicks won 37 games with Alec Burks starting freaking 55, 60 games at point guard, and Julius Randle playing like one of the most inefficient players in basketball. And then they signed one of, if not the most efficient players in basketball, in Jalen Brunson. This is a direct shot at Brunson, and I don't mean for this to be in a direct shot. But look, with all due respect, John Hollinger, you're a clown for this take. You're telling me that Jalen Brunson, who won multiple state championships and national championships in high school and in college, a guy that was the second best player on a team that just went to the Western Conference Finals, a player that saved the Dallas Mavericks season when Luka Doncic was hurt and averaged 33 points per game damn near without Luka against a Rudy Gobert-led defense coached by Quinn Snyder. You're telling me that guy isn't a better player than Alec Burks? Because that's what you're saying. You're saying that the Knicks added players that will not make them any better. This is so disrespectful to Jalen Brunson, who is now my favorite player on the New York Knicks, right above RJ Barrett. I still love RJ, but I got so much love for Jalen Brunson because he chose us. He chose to be a Knick. This is someone that wanted to be here, and for so long, us New York Knicks fans have been clamoring and wanting somebody to choose us, and Brunson finally did. And the rest of the NBA continues to joke, oh, the Knicks did all that for Jalen Brunson? They did this, they hired his daddy who's a criminal, and blah, 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 blah. John Hollinger, you're a clown for this take. So I want all the real ones right now to stand up and show up. I'm honestly a little pissed off, and you can probably tell. But I'm upset because I hate seeing stupid stuff said about my basketball team. Type FJH in the comment section. You guys know the drill. Look, if you bash this team, we're going to bash you because we ride and die with this team. We bleed orange and blue. No disrespect, no slander allowed. If you think what he said was stupid, just do it. Type FJH in the comment section right now. Also, if you haven't, subscribe to the channel because we are 25 subscribers away from getting to 14,000 subs on the channel. I want to get there today, and I need your guys' help. So if you love the Knicks and you're looking for a one-stop shop on YouTube that puts out videos every single day on the latest Knicks news and rumors, go down right now, hit that big red button. 25 subs away. Help me out. Let's ride. The NBA, John Hollinger, The Athletic, the whole NBA is so asleep on Jalen Brunson. And we're about to go through some stats here that I don't understand how you can look at these stats and say he doesn't make the Knicks better. I'm going to go out on a limb right here. I think Jalen Brunson will be an all-star this year. I think that's the type of player and the type of season he is going to have with the New York Knicks. I think he's going to help the Knicks be either a playoff or a play-in team. And I think he's going to be one of the top 5-6 point guards in the Eastern Conference this year and has a legit shot to be an all-star. Mainly because the way this fan base is going to rally around him and the fan vote will come out, but just also because the dude is a freaking baller. Let's look at some stats. And if you can look me in the eyes and tell me, John Hollinger, after you look at these stats, that Jalen Brunson doesn't make the Knicks better, we can shake on it and I'll call myself an idiot. 16.3 points per game this past year in the regular season with 5 assists. Great efficiency. Above 50% as a 6'1" guard. That's abnormal in the NBA. And when you counter in how many mid-range shots and shots at the rim he took. And then he just shot, as Harrison Graham would say, a league average 37% from 3. God, it's just wonder sometimes. But what about what he did as a starter? Because he didn't start all 79 games. He only started 61 games. Coop, what do you notice here? When he became a starter, his numbers got better. He went from 16 points to 17.5. 4 assists to 5 assists. And what's crazy is his efficiency stayed the same. Still at 50% from the field. And then his three-point percentage went up from 37 to 38. But then, when his game had to rise even more, he said, I ain't done yet. I'm a big-time baller. That's why we call him Big Bucket Brunson. Type those 3 Bs in the comments section. In the playoffs, as a primetime player, he said, my 17.5 that I did in the regular season wasn't enough for the Mavs to be great. So I went out and averaged damn near 22 points per game as a secondary ball handler to Luka Doncic, on top of adding 4 assists and still being an efficient player in the playoffs when it's much harder to get a bucket, where they let a lot more fouls go, where it's tougher to be a great mid-range shooter. He still was. 47% from the field and 35% from 3. But then, he got even better when Luka Doncic didn't play. Luka Doncic got hurt. Mavs fans were crying. The season's over. What are we going to do? Oh, my God. Jalen Brunson said, watch this. I'm going to save the season. With 3 games without Luka Doncic, Jalen Brunson averaged 30 freaking points in the playoffs. Had a game of 40-plus points. You know the last time a New York Knick scored 40-plus points in a playoff game and won? It was Carmelo Anthony. Back in 2016. A lot of you guys hadn't even hit puberty at that time. Jalen Brunson is a primetime player. 30 points, 5 assists, great efficiency against Quinn Snyder, one of the most respected coaches in the NBA. 48% from the field and 41% from 3 without Luka Doncic. 30 points per game. How on earth, John Hollinger, can you tell me that a guy just at that averaged 30 in a playoff series without the best player, when he had to become the best player, when he had to dominate the ball, when the offense ran through him, how is that guy not going to make a team that had Alec Burks start 60 games at point guard better? It makes no sense. Pass me what you're smoking on, John Hollinger, because it must be that loud pack. This is incredible that someone that is respected as an NBA insider and a former front office personnel employee can say and utter something so freaking stupid. So I'll ask you guys this question. Sorry for probably overreacting, but it pisses me the hell off. It really does. I'll ask you, though. Will Jalen Brunson be an all-star this year? I say yes. I think he's that freaking good. I think Brunson could average 25 points per game, 6 assists this year. That's how good he can be. Type Y for yes, or you can go down and type N for no. I also want to let you guys know here at Chat Sports, we just started a New York Yankees channel. And some guy with a widow's peak very similar to mine is going to be hosting that channel. And we're going to be going live on the channel for ALDS game number 1. So if you're a Yankees fan, subscribe to the channel at chatsports.com/Yankees. That's chatsports.com/Yankees.